I want to start calling the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Report of any executive sessions.
There were none held.
And then before public comment, I have a statement to read on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. The lawsuits are settled. So on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I want to bring the matter of significance important to your attention. On March 11th, the federal court in the Dole litigation against Schuylkill County conducted a pretrial conference, which included mediation before a federal judge. As a result of the mediation, the parties reached a settlement of all claims of the remaining Doe claims against the county and all county defendants. Yesterday, Judge Bloom, the sitting judge in the Doe litigation, entered an order administratively closing the case and directing the parties to file stipulations of dismissals within 60 days. The attorneys for the parties are actively finalizing documentation of the settlement, which is expected to be concluded soon. When the documentation has been completed and signed by the plaintiffs, appropriate actions will be taken by the board during a public meeting and include details of the settlement. For now, we're simply informing the public that the case has been settled, and we forego any further comment until the settlement documentation is brought before the board for final approval. Thank you. And public comment?
Morning, George. Good morning. George Stankovich, Palo Alto. Once again, I'm here for the senior citizens and the veterans of our county. Most of that I've talked to already went past their 2.5% when they got their taxes. That money's gone already. So whatever extra money is going to be coming up in their taxes and whatever else this government's allowing to happen, I don't know where they're going to get their money. I myself have a struggle sometimes, so I know what people are going through. And I hope politicians realize what they're doing is just hurting the United States citizens that paid all their life to have a house and a home and think that after they retired, after working all those years, they would have that home. But this is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. They can't afford the stuff that's out there. I'm glad to see some of the things are coming down, but it's still not soon enough. And I like to see these stores and everything. Now gas prices are coming down. Are their prices going to come down? That's what we got to see. That's all they're arguing about, that gas prices are up. That's why we had to go up that way. Well, now they're coming down. I like to see the prices go down. I know you guys can't do nothing about it, but there's people out there that's hearing my voice right now. You got senators and congressmen and state representatives that can be doing something about it. And please get out and talk to these people and tell them what your problems are. I can't wait till next Wednesday. We're going to hear a lot of bullshit then, excuse my French, about this assessment. I want to see what he has to say. This man that said he's going to be honest and fair, if he's taking what people make in salary and doing it that way, which he has no knowledge of who's making what, he's full of it. He's full of it, because I know people that have the same types of homes, property as me, and theirs is fancier, are paying the same type of taxes as I am. Same taxes. And what my wife and I are making under the poverty level for the set income. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of this nonsense. It has to be changed. Give people a fair chance out there. Now I see the tax assessment office is looking for more money. You mean this wasn't figured out when they first came into the job? All this millions of dollars they're already getting, and now they're asking you for more money? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. That should have been done. Everything should be set up. He told us that everything was done and prepared and everything, and now they're coming out and asking you for more money. That's what I take it for. At 500, up at the top page of the last page. Is that what it says, Larry?
No, George,
That's a
not
flat
what
fee of $500.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
that's.
that-
what I
That's
mean.
already worked
When you
in.
were saying them, I was like, huh? Come on.
Well, I'm just saying, that's already worked in there.
Yeah, it's a flat fee
Okay.
of 500.
All right.
Revenue.
Excuse me
That's
for,
revenue.
excuse me for not misunderstanding, but the way that looks like they're going to come in and collect more money. But I'm telling you, this outfit, and I heard Lackawanna, they had a different, outfit. Now, I don't know. Huh? Okay, I don't know, but there's other businesses that could have came in here and did a better job than what these guys are doing.
George, I questioned that yesterday, just to,
Yes.
what that is we are charging people to get, the maps of the county.
It's not the maps,
No,
it's our data.
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 Yeah.
It's companies that are requesting data from us.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
Oh,
pay
okay,
now
so they're
$500.
gonna pay.
They're gonna pay.
All right, all right.
Now we're
Yes.
just,
It's
Charge-
revenue
Okay,
coming
let's move
into
on, public
us.
comment.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, Linda. Morning.
Morning, y'all. Melinda Dybert, North Manheim Township. Just a quick question, since you did bring that up about the lawsuits being settled. Do we know what the current county's credit rating is right now? What is our credit rating for the county?
It's high,
Double
double A plus.
Okay. I hope it stays that way. Okay,
It should,
let's see.
It's been that way for a while.
yeah, so.
Yeah, but we haven't been hit with all of these lawsuits as we are currently experiencing in the last, 3-4 years. So, okay, we'll see. Okay, I wanted to bring up something that was stated, I guess a local radio station has been trying to stream or at least play the commissioners' meetings, salary board, retirement board, etc. One of the hosts, there are two, I guess, radio hosts that are currently doing a program that runs, I guess, from 10 to 12 on that station. One of the radio hosts brought up last week, it sounded like he was trying to dissuade members of the public from attending any sort of public meetings, whether that be their local municipalities, school board, etc. He pretty well said, now this was only one of the hosts, I think, has that opinion. And he said, well, people, don't worry about going to your local meetings and voicing your concerns or asking questions. If you want to affect real change, you need to run for public office and get elected. Are you kidding me? Trying to dissuade members of the public from attending public meetings and expressing their concerns or simply asking questions. As we all know, that is one of the most effective ways to get information out there, to raise concerns that maybe, hopefully, get our public officials questioning things or maybe doing a little bit more extra research and looking into things, picking up the phone, making some phone calls, as I know all three of you gentlemen have done in the past, just based upon things that members of the public have brought up to you at these meetings. Very concerning when I hear someone who is on the public airwaves trying to dissuade people from attending public meetings to ask questions or raise concerns. Because we all know it takes a special breed of animal to run for public office, does it not? It takes a lot of fortitude, maybe a little bit of insanity, to get all the way across this county with 67 municipalities and trying to get around to all the corners of this county to introduce yourself, make yourself known, get your platform out there. It's not for the faint of heart to do that. And it does take a little bit of money and some backing, supporters, etc. to do that. So by and large, most people will never run for elected office. But as a member of the public, you do have a right to attend public meetings and make your voice known. Thank you.
Thanks, Lily.
Morning.
Morning.
We'll go with the insanity is a little bit more than the two.
A lot of block parties to go to, right?
Right. Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. I guess I can cancel my bus trip down to Harrisburg for the hearing now. That's a bummer. Lisa Stevens, we still don't have any documentation on that. Just doing a little research, and for my right to know request, during her little payroll scheme, 2017 she was paid $70,000 as a salary. As of today, she's projected over $101,000. It's more than about a 50% increase in 7 years. And in that meantime, she was suspended for running that payroll scheme. So it's nothing like rewarding people. I mean, we did it to Halkovich, doing it here, did it to other people that were accused of things and found jobs for it. It's amazing. Gaffney, I see she's not here. 217 days since she claimed she was on FMLA. Right to know request proves that she gets $64,067.12 in a salary, $31,176.08 in a benefits package. Plus, I'm sure there's some other things. So that's over $95,000 she's frauding the taxpayers out of. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we'll continue to ask where she's at, why she's not at work. Less than 100 hours last year to make $95,000. We'll move on to the reassessment. What a disaster this is. Absolutely disaster. This here is a copy of the paperwork that is a 10-bedroom, 4.5 bath should be on here. 2-bedroom, 1 bath is what's on here. The roof is wrong, heating's wrong. This one's wrong, amount of bedrooms. This one's wrong, amount of bathrooms. Every one I got was wrong.
But are they the ones that you said you do not want them to contact you on, or the on the property?
Some of them, yeah. And some of these here are all comments from people that they did show up, and they're all incorrect.
That's why
Every single one of them.
That's why we want to encourage people to make sure to get the right information back to them, because I have had people call me that they have been, I had one person, they listed they had 5 bathrooms.
Yeah.
And they did, so just make sure the public's aware to get.
Well, there's only so much we can do with the public. I mean, you're saying about making the public aware, Larry. The county website and Vision website does not have one of these meetings listed in the school boards. Not one website has it listed.
Yes, they do.
Well, if they did, then they put it up in the last 2 days.
Wait, I will take the hit for that, and I apologize. With everything that we're doing over in the office right now, it went right past my mind to put it on the reassessment website, on the county one, because I wasn't involved with that from the beginning. I didn't even know who to contact. I just found out it's down at MIS. So it was put on there after I seen your post that it wasn't there. I got it put up right away. So I'll take the hit for
Is it
that.
up now?
As of yesterday and the day before, if it was put up, it was put up
Well, I
yesterday.
sent it down and I believe it was put on late Monday, I believe it
Because I
was.
did ask.
I mean, you already had a
But I asked them,
meeting, you know.
if you remember the meeting, I asked it to be posted on
Right.
our website.
I did, yeah. I'm just saying, that people aren't getting a fair shot. People have families and kids and everything else, you know, and then they schedule these meetings, St. Patty's Day, and it's just
That was
crazy.
the only day North Schuylkill had available.
Okay. And some of the media outlets, when they did report it, they didn't have the locations, they just had the towns or the school districts, not the location where it was, or the times. I think, Josh, you were one of the few that actually had the full details in there for people to look at. Some media outlets are saying they left there more confused. Obviously, they didn't answer any questions, but they're leaving more confused. So I'm not sure what's going on here, why we're having the meetings the way they are and they're not promoted. A letter could have been put in all these things if everything was lined up properly. Everybody could have got one when they got this, and that would have solved all that problem. But again, that office seems to be, not Chrissy, not you, I'm saying Vision in a whole.
Vision office,
Yeah, not you, don't yell at me.
Okay.
not the assessment office.
But speaking of that, are any 3 of you or the solicitors aware of any sexual harassment claims against Mr. Barr? Okay. So you may want to look into that. I was told over the weekend there are at least 3 sexual harassment claims.
In his company?
against Mr. Barr during the Schuylkill County reassessment,
Oh,
okay? Can I please expand on this? Because I'll come back up under salary.
Yeah.
But if you guys weren't aware, you are aware now. You have the consent decree. This is ongoing. I know lawsuits are being explored, at least on one that I spoke to over the weekend. Not sure why he would not be removed from this project. Larry, here's your perfect chance to say,
You know,
walk away. But there's also been claims of racism, discrimination, which is blatant. The reports that I'm getting right from the people, it's not hearsay, it's not nonsense. It's very disturbing. And we've already had sexual harassment claims in that office,
Well, did they file complaints to Vision?
apparently. And why Vision didn't report it to you guys, I have no idea. But I'm letting you guys know, investigate it, because apparently there are 3 claims that were made. And I would also like to know what the policy is to place cameras in the courthouse. Because from what I'm gathering, Mr. Barr has placed blink cameras throughout the office to monitor his employees, and some of them, especially ones that aren't there anymore, are not happy. There was audio being recorded. The employees were not known that the cameras are there. They were not notified of audio recording. I'd like to ask Mr. Grudy if he's aware of it. But that's invasion of privacy, if you ask me. I mean, if this is major with everything going on in here and everything with the women. Some of the stuff I'm hearing about him, it's very disturbing. His infatuation with strip clubs and talks about that. The women are very uncomfortable. It's a privacy matter. If they're in there getting changed or have something going, he's apparently able to watch this from his phone and his house and has ridiculed and disciplined people, I guess, from his phone and home. So I encourage you guys to look into this, and I encourage you to look into the potential lawsuits, because this is gonna hurt the county again, and I know you don't want lawsuits because that was your biggest thing. So I'm just making you guys aware. Thanks for the extra time.
Mr. Chairman, as far as I know, I don't know if it's whoever cameras in the offices.
I don't know of any in our offices.
The only office is the treasurer's office, because it's like a bank. In the other offices, if there's cameras in them, there's them in there.
Unless this is the offices that he's renting.
Can I just ask one follow-up? What is the policy to place a camera in the courthouse?
In the courthouse, it has to be approved by us in the courthouse, but there's nothing that I know of in the courthouse that's changed.
I wanna take a walk over there and hear down the river.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look.
I have a gorilla picture down.
You oversee any?
I don't know of it. We have webcams that we do for meetings.
These are blink cams that are all over the office.
Our office?
They're not supposed to be
In
placed.
your office and.
The only webcams
Bring them over, Jim.
are
I'll show you.
All right.
the internal webcams that on the laptops.
On the laptop?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, any other public comment? Grant writers,
That was enough.
that was enough.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I have approval of change order number 1 to a state-funded demolition grant project contract with Baderick Excavating Incorporated in the amount of $26,000, increasing the contract from $169,000 to $195,000. This is for removal and disposal of additional unforeseen concrete pillars and debris discovered after demo of the structures during the grading process. Approval of change order number 1 to the Pine Grove Township Entitlement CDBG Phase 2 Municipal Building ADA HBR project contract with Tribeca Contracting Company Incorporated in the amount of $4,062.55, increasing the contract from $64,600 to $68,662.55. This is for additional unforeseen sanitary venting issues. Additional Pine Grove Township Entitlement CDBG funds will be paying this portion of the contract pending approval by DCED, or Pine Grove Township must pay this portion if denied by DCED. Next, approval of change order number 2 to the Pine Grove Township Entitlement CDBG Phase 2 Municipal Building ADA HBR project contract with Tribeca Contracting Company Incorporated in the amount of $4,132.56, increasing the contract from $68,662.55 to $72,795.11. This is for additional paving needed at the rear entrance ramp tie-in. Additional Pine Grove Township entitlement funds will be paying this portion of the contract. Next, approval of a revision to the 2021 Pine Grove Township CDBG entitlement program, moving $4,062.55 for change order number 1 from the housing rehab line item activity to the ADA improvements phase 2 activity line item pending DCD approval. Approval of a revision to the 2021 Pine Grove Township CDBG entitlement program, moving $1,324.64 for change order number 2 from the housing rehab line item to the ADA improvement line item. There are extra funds in the activity to cover $2,807.92. And then the next 3 are all approval for advertisements for CDBG ADA projects. The first is in Butler Township at the Lavelle and Spring Street Parks. The bids will all be done via pen bid and must be submitted by 9 a.m. on Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025, at which time they will be opened. The second has the same opening date, and that one is for an ADA project at the Zion Grove Park in West Penn Township. And the third one with the same opening date is for the Savory and Bacon Street Parks in Palo Alto. Thank you.
Engineering?
Morning, Lisa.
Good morning. First item is approval to amend the agreement with TRC Engineers in Allentown to add structural steel inspection services for the steel components on County Bridge 123 Broad Street, Port Clinton. The steel components are being fabricated at RPS Machinery Sales in Jersey Shore, and the term will be the same. And the next item is in real estate, approval of a grant of right-of-way to PPL Electric Utilities to construct and operate and maintain its electric and communication facilities consisting of 5 poles, 3 anchor guys, and overhead facilities located on tax parcels 33-4-0045, 000, and 31-11-002.000 along Sweet Arrow Lake Road in Washington Township.
Vote on alcohol?
Morning.
We're requesting approval of a contract with Guardian Angel Recovery House in Hazelton, PA for the term of April 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025 to provide recovery housing to Schuylkill County clients with a contract cap of $10,100. Second item is approval of an addendum to Community Prevention Partnership of Berks County, doing business as Schuylkill County Nurse Family Partnership, agreement to increase their contract cap from $303,563 to $577,204 for fiscal year 2024 to 2025. And the last item is requesting approval of an addendum to the agreement with Pennsylvania Counseling Services Incorporated to increase their prevention contract cap from $125,038 to $138,038 for fiscal year 2024 to 2025.
Quick question, that's a big jump on the second item there from 300,005 to adding more people or providing more hours or?
No, what happened with that was a 5-year original contract, and they're within, I think, the second year, they had an increase in their grant, which took them to $577,204 per year.
So it's covered by a grant?
Yes, that's 100% grant funded.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Children and youth?
Morning.
Good morning, Holly Swirsky for Children and Youth. We have 2 items today. The first is approval of an agreement with Loftus, Vergari, and Associates Incorporated of Wilkes-Barre, PA for foster care services with per diem rates as follows. Regular at $60.57, intermediate at $61.85, specialized at $93.04, specialized medical at $75.31, and adolescent foster care at $62.23 with a term of February 27, 2025 to June 30th of 2025. And second, we have approval of an agreement with the County of York on behalf of the York County Youth Development Center for shelter care services with a per diem rate of $576.50 with a term of March 10th, 2025 to June 30th, 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you.
911.
Hello, Scott.
Morning, Commissioners. One item, it's a contract addendum with Greens Communications for the Schuylkill County Nokia microwave equipment for 3 additional paths. These paths have come out of warranty. So that's what the reason is, $2,000 each for the $6,000 for the, per month on the existing contract that we have. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Office of Senior Services. Morning, Dan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Requesting approval of an addendum with Northumberland County Area Agency on Aging of Sunbury to extend their contract to December 31st, 2025 for protective services. Their contract cap will increase $37,500 for a revised contract cap of $60,000. Approval of an addendum to contract number 2024-95, fiscal year 24-25, with Diacon Child, Family, and Community Ministries of Middleton, PA, to increase the contract cap for senior community centers, PA Medi, health and wellness, in-home meals, and volunteers serving seniors in the amount of $199,336. This would be for programming, advertising, program supplies, senior center technology and security, travel expense, and assistance with care management of in-home meal consumers, as well as a 4.5% increase allowed by the Department of Aging. The revised contract cap will be $1,183,435. Also included is a 1-year lease, extended lease with Schuylkill Haven Borough for Schuylkill Haven Senior Center and the updated county standard terms and conditions. Also an approval with Diacon under contract number 2024-95 for fiscal year 25-26 with Diacon for all of their programs that would increase the cap by $30,810 with an approved Department of Aging 4.5% increase. The revised cap will be $1,014,909. Also included in this is the Schuylkill Haven lease for the borough from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025, as well as the updated county standard terms and conditions. The last is approval of an addendum to adjust an contracted cap to $148,350 for Service Access Management, Inc. of Pottsville, contract number 2023-420 for the fiscal administration. This is a $208 increase for the period of October 23 to September 24. Any questions?
Roll please, Robert.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning, Suzanne.
CJ Begansky on behalf of Adult Probation. The Adult Probation Department is requesting approval of a side agreement to the current collective bargaining agreement between the County of Schuylkill and the Schuylkill County Court-Related Union Unit 1. This agreement establishes incentive pay for full-time Adult Probation Department employees funded through offender supervision fees. They would be paid on a schedule. 20 years or more of service, $3,000. 15 years or more of service, $2,500. 10 years of service, $2,000. 5 years of service, $1,500, and 1 year of service, $1,000. What is incentive pay? It's a one-time payment in 2025 for employees in the Schuylkill County Adult Probation Department. It recognizes and rewards staff for their dedication and years of service. Payments will be made on each employee's work anniversary date in 2025. Since 2018, the department has lost 15 employees to higher paying jobs, leading to increased costs of training, operational disruptions. This incentive aims to help keep skilled employees. Recognizing years of service helps improve employee engagement, loyalty, and overall job satisfaction. A stable, experienced workforce ensures proper supervision of offenders, reduces recidivism, and supports rehabilitation efforts critical for maintaining public safety. And once again, this is non-taxpayer funded and will be covered by 100% supervision fees.
And it's only for 1 year.
1 year, 2025.
Thank you. Court administration?
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm requesting approval of a contract for Attorney Mike Ferrillo for our custody conciliation office as both a conciliator and a hearing officer with a compensation of approximately $5,250 per month to provide 420 hours annually. In excess of the annual hours of 420, he can bill at $150 per hour. The term of this contract will be April 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Election Bureau. You have like a page and a half just to yourself. What are you doing?
It's just the normal stuff.
Yeah, you're getting ramped up for election.
Getting ramped up for election. Good morning, Commissioners. Al Grykowski, Election Bureau. Today, we're asking for approval to hire 14 election rovers to start immediately for the purpose of office preparation, logistics, accuracy, testing, LNA, for the May 20th, 25 municipal primary election at the rate of $12 per hour. Rovers will also be paying mileage at the rate of 70 cents per mile traveled on election day and assigned to the polling sites or where needed. They are Michael Anasconage, James Zerby, Carol Coney-Sizdek, Paula Warmkessel, John Handler, John Gears, William Schwartz, Tim Wood, Gary Kiefer, Cindy Drazanovich, Daniel Wachter, Jim Gustis, Julie Zangari, and the possibility of one more rover. We also ask the approval for the following if needed. We have 4 other subcontractors throughout the office are Mr. Delmar Phillips, Carol Coney-Sizdek, Mary Ann Yanchulis, and Paula Warmkessel. We're asking for the approval to hire the following 11 drivers to deliver Election Day supplies and equipment to the Judge of Elections in preparation of the May 20th municipal primary. And they are Mr. John Hayes at $360, William Cleaner, $310, James Zerby, $350, Rory Riley, $360, Jay Tobias, $320, John Handler, $320, Delmar Phillips, $360, Darren Phillips, $310, Gary Kiefer, $340, Vivian Rupert, $300, and Keith Pogash at $320. We're asking for approval to hire additional drivers, 7 subcontractors as machine delivery drivers that send out the scanners prior to the election day in preparation for a municipal primary election at a rate of $14 per hour, and approval possibly to hire 2 more additional subcontractors as needed. They're Mr. Delmar Phillips, Mr. Keith Pogash, Mr. Steve McCord, Mr. John Hayes, Mr. Jeff Kovach, Mr. John Gears, and Mr. Darren Phillips. We're asking for approval to hire 4 resolution board members for election night or day at this STS building for municipal primary election on May 20th. There are Ms. Renee Buchanan, Edward Barkett, Michael Pagoda, and Bob Bylone, each receiving $100. We're asking for approval to hire up to 8 individuals for the computing board of the 2% at the rate of $75 per day, beginning 3 days after the election, May 20th, at 9 a.m. in the Election Bureau office to begin the 2% computation and canvassing from the results. So we ask for approval to hire James Clock, Joanne Dower, Marianne Janchulis, Sharon Chayo, Ann Karpovich, and Deborah Zach. We're also asking for 2 polling site changes. Both are in Shenandoah. We're asking to remove from Schuylkill Historical Fire Museum. They don't have the 2nd floor available to us, and all the equipment's in the way of being able to flow through the precinct a lot easier. So therefore, we're asking to move to, and we got approval to go to the Shenandoah High Rise, because engineering approved as well as the handicap accessibility for them. The second one is the precinct, 5th precinct in Shenandoah from the Columbia Hose Company and Stream Fire Company, there at the far end of Shenandoah, to Malacoo's, which is 601 West Washington Street. Again, the fire company asked us to be removed because too many times there's a little congestion if they have to get in there for an emergency. So that's what we have. Thank you.
Tax assessment?
Morning, Chrissy.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Christie Zimmerman Tax Assessment Office. We're requesting the approval of the Tax Assessment Office to charge a flat rate of $500 for the creation of an electronic export of Schuylkill County tax assessment data, which comprises tax assessment data for all Schuylkill County tax parcels. The fee must be paid in advance prior to an outside party or vendor receiving such data. Thank you.
Treasurer's office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wendy Ike, the Schuylkill County Treasurer. We're looking for approval of the Treasurer's Report ending February 2025. Ending balance in all accounts, $93,443,178.38.
Thank you. County administration, oh, sorry. Yeah, county administration, or no, finance office, sorry. Sorry, you want to?
Yep, on behalf of the Luzerne Schuylkill Workforce Development Board, approval to appoint Shannon Brennan, Marlin, PA, as a member of the Luzerne Schuylkill Workforce Development Board to fill an unexpired 4-year term effective June 30th, 2000 through June 30th, 2027. Ms. Brennan fills qualification as a representative of youth education, adult education, literacy, under Title II, and higher education as required under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. And before I leave, I'd like to just say, we did have a bid opening this morning, on the properties in Schuylkill Township, they'll be awarded next week, and these are being prepared.
Human resource office,
Nothing to report, Commissioners.
any new business? Can I motion to adjourn? Salary board, report of any executive sessions,
Never held.
public comment for salary board.
Melinda Dybert, Manheim
Excuse me.
Township. And I see Al is still here, so if you want to hang around a second. Got a couple questions, going through all of that for the Election Bureau. Got a question just where it concerns, where you kind of see the same names over and over again, like in different categories. And anybody can look down through there and kind of see the names that tend to appear in different categories, either maybe as to deliver election day supplies and equipment in preparation, and then that's like one lump sum. And then some of those same individuals might be under the category where it's $14 per hour as a subcontractor for machine delivery. And
Yeah,
then
specifically, if you need to know what they are, is that on where they have the specific amounts next to them, they have been contracted with the county for several years, even before I got here, to deliver the ballots and some machines to the judge of elections specifically, so that they are in a secure handover there. The other ones where they're getting the $14 per hour, we start Wednesday or Thursday prior to the election, and we rent trucks and we send out the scanner, which is the size of a recycling bin that the judge of elections can't handle. So we actually take those directly to the polling sites themselves. So it's only for a couple of days that they would, for several hours, we have specific routes that they take. So they might take up to 4 to 5 hours on any particular day. So they take them out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before the election, and then they pick them up after the election, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after the election. So you can't determine what the job is going to be. So there's no specific fee other than just an hourly rate.
okay, so some are listed under both under the $12 per hour.
You're able to help us out on both things, yes.
And some are 14. So the ones where it's the lump sum, and you said that's been a contract that's been going on for several years, so that's an open-ended contract?
It's been that fee for years, the way that my understanding.
So,
Before I got there, those people.
so for the lump sum for the 11 drivers, and Sharon, would you have those contracts in the controller's office?
Absolutely, and he has a current update of all list for each one of them. So if they're a rover, he's got a contract for them as a rover. If they're delivering machinery, they have a contract for delivering machinery. It's one vendor, you know the rules, if they go over 600, they're 1099. They're all through contracts. Every one of those people have a contract that you just stated.
Okay, And they tend to just renew with the same individuals from year to year.
I did have him put an end date on it because it's very hard to get people to do these functions. So every year, if you put an end date on it, what happens is he's got to do a new contract. So as long as no information's changing on it, the dollar amount went from $12 to a whole lot of 14. It's an open, there's no end date on those contracts.
And what's the IRS reimbursement for mileage? I thought that was going to be 75 cents for 2025. Is it only 70?
It's 70 cents.
Okay. Okay. I think it was supposed to go up, but maybe they didn't approve that.
Well, it did go up to 70 when there was at 67
Right.
cents. And it
You're
went
right,
to
for
70.
2024, correct. Yep. Okay. Sharon, I'll probably be submitting, I guess I have to do a right to know. And that's another thing I want to bring up. When people submit right to know requests, and they're very straightforward in the information that's being sought, if that information is available, it ought to be provided. And please, I don't know if this is being done by the solicitor for the county, to have this policy that, oh, we're going to take 30 days to do a legal review on things, when it's somebody is simply asking for a contract or how much went towards funding for a certain group or authority, as the case may be. That's not something that's going to take 30 days for a legal review. That's public information, and that information should be turned over in a timely fashion. So, Larry, if you could look into that, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment for salary board? The Human Resource Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have the following items. There are in the District Attorney's Office, there's salary increases for the following employees: Thomas Campion, part-time assistant DA in drug court; Thomas Pellish, part-time assistant DA; David Noon, part-time assistant DA; Karen Burns, Noon, part-time assistant DA; Andrew Bench, part-time assistant DA; Jennifer Foose, senior deputy ADA; and Michael Stein, first assistant ADA. And these are all effective 3/24/25. It's a $5,000 temporary annual increase until a full-time assistant district attorney position is filled. So for Thomas Campion, his rate is $32,946.50. For Thomas Pellish, his rate is $43,684.45. David Noon's rate is $43,684.45. Karen Burns Noon's rate is $42,556.92. Andrew Bench's rate is $43,684.45. Jennifer Foose's rate is $84,817.88. And Michael Stein's rate is $100,307.84. And adult probation incentive pay for 3 employees: Charles Begansky, Chief Adult Probation Officer, $7,500, effective 3/4/25. Jeffrey Polinsky, Deputy Chief Adult Probation Officer, $4,000, effective 12/26/25. And Daniel Snowpeck, Adult Probation Aide, $1,000, effective 5/31/25.
Mike, would you like to comment on the district attorney, the salary, the reason why you're doing this,
Sure.
where it's coming from, and that it's budget neutral?
Sure.
Commissioners, as you, and public, as you, commissioners, I know you know, public you may not know. Right now, I'm down at a full-time assistant district attorney and also a part-time assistant district attorney. I've been working with the county to try to get applications in. We've received some applications. The person reviewing the applications isn't even forwarding them to me because they've never worked in the field. The recommendations have not been good, so I have a very difficult time filling those 2 spots. The problem is not unique to Schuylkill County. I go to district attorney meetings regularly. Every county in the Commonwealth is experiencing this problem. And we've talked about possible solutions. We've gone into law schools to actively seek assistant district attorneys to work in the public sector, but it's not an easy job. So we're not getting a lot of applicants, not only in Schuylkill County, but throughout the Commonwealth. Other counties have sought to ask their commissioners for bonuses. Some have gotten got commissioners to approve a $20,000 bonus, for instance, for somebody coming on. And then they would have to give a certain commitment, maybe 5 years or whatever it is. But in my situation particularly, I thought that it would be appropriate, because this is budget neutral, to reward, not even to reward, but to give the assistant district attorneys additional compensation to cover the work that is still here. The work, just because we have 2 less district attorneys, doesn't mean the workload has changed. So everybody is picking up more work. As a result of that, putting in more time, and as a result, I'm asking the commissioners for an increase of $5,000 for each of those employees. And that would go away once I hire a full-time assistant district attorney.
So what you're saying, you're taking one position and dividing it up.
Actually, not even, because the full-time assistant district attorney position pays over $60,000. I'm asking for $35,000, $5,000 for 7 employees, so it's not even eating up the whole $60,000.
And then once you hire somebody, that stops, and that's the understanding that they know that.
Full-time, yes, the
The
employees
full-time.
know that, a full-time, once I hire a full-time assistant district attorney position, that will stop, yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I have a motion for the district attorney positions?
So moved, sir.
Second. On the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship,
Yes.
and District Attorney Opey.
Yes. And then the next 3 for adult probation, I want to table them until next week, because there's additional information that I want. I have a motion to table.
I have a motion to table, Mr. Chairman.
Second. On the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, sir.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go to tax assessment. Let's see if